What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now. I'm Alex, and in this video, I want to talk about the leaked screenshots for Starfield. Now, there's not many of them, okay? There's only a couple of them, but it does give us a little look as to what Starfield could look like. And ironically, I was planning on doing a Starfield video anyway this week. I do eventually want to talk about some predictions of this game in terms of when we're going to get it, how soon are we from actually getting like official gameplay, stuff like that. If you guys like this video, I will do that one if this video gets enough support. So with that being in mind, make sure you are leaving a like. Make sure if you guys are not already subscribed, red subscribe button right underneath the video, click that. We're getting very, very close to 40,000 subscribers. We're also reaching milestones on a lot of our other things. My second channel, Podcast Now Plus, Twitter, Podcast Now 15, and our Discord. All of that stuff is in the description if you guys want to check all that out. It would mean a lot to me. And again, we'll talk about Starfield. I'm sure as Starfield gets closer, we will talk infinitely more about this game leading into its launch. But so I would say this picture right here with the astronaut basically right next to like the rocket ship is the most, to me, like grabbing picture. Now I know people said like the patch on his arm matched the trailer because there was debate, or I guess there is debate, as to whether or not this is actually a real these are actually like real screenshots. We have again that picture overall, which seems to be like actual gameplay. You know, you're walking around, you're interacting with the ship. You see like I don't even know what that is on the bottom left and bottom right, but you see different indicators there. We see a ship that a lot of people are like comparing it to like Firefly. I mean, yeah, it seems very detailed, very all over the place, in honestly a good way. And then you see a closer up picture of that screen, which looks like your O2 counts CO2. So, and people are running with this, and I do agree with this, by the way. There's a site, I believe, Tech Radar, right? This is a pretty common site, but they were saying how their prediction for it originally was that it would be like more Mass Effect like, where it'd be more of like an action thing, choice-based stuff. I mean, it is going to be a RPG in space, a sci-fi RPG game, okay? But they kind of linked it more towards Mass Effect. The way that, I mean, with the CO2, with the O2, like with your oxygen levels, basically, seems more realistic, so a little bit more grounded maybe, where you have to definitely keep track of all the things you're going, or that's happening. Now again, you could do that sometimes in like the Fallout games, like right with like radiation that you have to eat, you have to sleep, stuff like that. I mean, there are ways of making Fallout a bit more realistic, so you could say maybe that's just a way of helping you out with this game. Maybe on the harder difficulties, or maybe like a specific setting in general, you really have to keep track of your O2 meter, but in easier difficulties maybe you don't. That could be something there, but I do kind of agree with that. It does, the way it looks, again, we're literally going off of one basic picture here. It does look a little bit more, again, maybe grounded, maybe a little bit more realistic than some may have thought. And then the ship, I mean, the ship looks, if you want to say something about Mass Effect, I mean, that's a really, really a cool ship there. Again, we don't know all that much about the game. It's interesting that, not that I expected anything to happen when, Bethesda was bought by Microsoft, right? Besides, I believe they took PlayStation off of Starfield's, their website. So their official website only says Xbox and PC now. It doesn't say PlayStation anymore, which it did. And remember, PlayStation was looking for an exclusive deal with Starfield to maybe launch first on PlayStation before, that ended up not working, right? And then they were bought. So with all this being said, and again, I feel like a lot of it was probably accelerated because of the buy by Microsoft. I feel like it's only a matter of time until we see something like this. We know Bethesda, they weren't going to go to E3. I believe even if there was an E3, they weren't, or at least, when E3 was canceled, they said, hey, we're not going to do an online show this year. Some companies were, EA, Ubisoft, those were two of them, but Bethesda said, no, we're not going to do it. If we have announcements, we're going to do it on a game-to-game basis. So I really do think we're getting very, very close. Now that we have leaked screenshots, again, the issue is a lot of companies, and we've seen this recently, mainly with Warner Bros., some companies could really, truly care less about leaks, and even if they're the biggest things in the world, they could choose to say, we're just literally going to ignore it, and we're going to keep moving on with our life and just go from there, right? And we'll announce the game, or we'll get ready for the game when it comes. We know Bethesda's doing a lot of different stuff. Todd Howard talked about a lot of the things coming in the future, right, in terms of the new engine, in terms of Elder Scrolls 6, so on. So I really do think it's only a matter of time. These pictures maybe accelerate a little. I do think we'll see this game hopefully by the end of 2020, but definitely in 2021, we'll start to see it. So I'm impressed. I'm impressed. You know, Bethesda to me is not my favorite publisher. They don't make my favorite games. It's just never really been I've talked about it, right? It's just never been my cup of tea. Fallout games, New Vegas 3, they're really good. None of the other ones. Elder Scrolls is good. I don't think it's the most amazing game in the world. Wolfenstein, solid. Doom is really, really solid. They're, Evil Within. I mean, they make some solid games. I don't think they're the greatest thing in the world. Starfield, to me, when it was announced, and even like right now thinking about it, it was never something that was super on my radar. It was probably something I would have bought day one just because I like to cover games, I like to talk about games, I like to play all these different games, but it was never something that really excited me. I will say, looking at the picture, mainly the astronaut one does kind of excite me. Like, I do kind of get excited about if it even is a somewhat blend of like a Mass Effect thing, and then you mix it in with like a Fallout or a Elder Scrolls or whatever you want to kind of come up with. If it's like a Mass Effect cross a Elder Scrolls, I mean, can you do wrong there? I mean, it is Bethesda, so you absolutely could. But you know what I mean? I mean, that's a really, really good duo. So I do get excited. A sci-fi RPG. I do love RPGs, so sign me right up for this game. Okay, so let me know, guys, in the comments below. Again, we can't really talk too much about it. There's only a couple pictures here, but let me know what you guys think in the comments below. You guys excited for Starfield? I do know there are some people with me that are very, very pumped for this game. If you want to see more, make sure you let me know in the comments. Make sure you're liking this video, subscribing, and supporting all the other stuff. Again, my Discord, my Twitter, Podcast Now 15, and my second channel, Podcast Now Plus. Again, we're getting really, really close to milestones there. Would really appreciate us reaching it. I think we will reach it very, very soon. But I absolutely will do more Starfield videos, and we'll talk about when I think we'll be seeing this game next, okay? Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you all on the next video.